It is 6 o'clock in the morning. Your phone buzzes. You pick it up expecting nothing, maybe a notification, maybe a news alert. Instead, you see an email from your employer. The subject line tells you nothing. You open it. It says, "Your role has been eliminated. Your final day is today." Your access to company systems has already been cut. A DocuSign with your severance details will arrive shortly. The email is signed. Oracle Leadership. No name, no manager, no phone call, just a 6 a.m. email. And just like that, after years of work, after building a career at one of the most powerful tech companies on the planet, you are done. This is exactly what happened to 30,000 Oracle employees yesterday morning. And the story behind why it happened is something every single person watching this needs to hear. I want to be clear about what this story actually is, because on the surface, it looks like a corporate layoff. Sad, but normal. Companies restructure. People lose jobs. It happens. But this is not that. This is a company that is actively dismantling its human workforce to finance a $156 billion bet on artificial intelligence. This is not restructuring. This is a trade. 30,000 human jobs, traded directly for AI data centers. And Oracle is not alone in doing this. They are just the biggest and the most brutal example we've seen so far. Let me take you through the full picture, because once you see the numbers, you cannot unsee them. For anyone who doesn't know Oracle, this is not a small company. Oracle Corporation is one of the oldest and most powerful technology companies on Earth, founded in 1977, 47 years ago. They built the software that runs the back end of hospitals, banks, airlines, governments. If you've ever used a hospital, filed taxes, booked a flight, there's a very good chance Oracle's database technology was involved somewhere in that process. They employed 162,000 people globally. They are not a startup burning money trying to find a product. They are a $400 billion established giant with decades of revenue and loyal enterprise customers. And yet, on March 31st, 2026, they executed the largest single layoff in their entire 47-year history. 18% of their workforce, gone in a morning. If that doesn't tell you something about the moment we are living in, nothing will. Let's talk about how it actually happened. On the morning of March 31st at approximately 6 a.m. local time, employees across the United States, India, Canada, Mexico, and multiple other countries received the same email simultaneously. No prior warning, no rumors from HR, no one-to-ones with managers. Nothing. The email was brief, almost insultingly so. It said their role had been eliminated, their last day was today, their system access was already revoked, and that severance information would arrive via DocuSign. Signed, Oracle Leadership. Not a name, not a human being, an entity. Oracle Leadership. Within hours, screenshots were flooding Reddit, specifically the r/employees of Oracle community. And the professional forum Blind, where tech workers speak anonymously, was overwhelmed with posts. One post that got thousands of upvotes simply said, "No call, no meeting, no conversation, just an email and a DocuSign." The departments hit hardest include Revenue and Health Sciences, SaaS and Virtual Operations Services, Cloud Infrastructure Teams, Engineers, Database Administrators, and ERP Specialists. These are not junior employees. These are experienced professionals who built systems that Oracle sells to Fortune 500 companies. What about severance? In the US, 4 weeks base salary plus 1 additional week per year of service, capped at 26 weeks. Any unvested stock, forfeited immediately, gone the moment the email arrived. In India, a standard N+2 formula. Years worked plus 2 months with notice pay and gratuity. For someone who spent a decade at Oracle, that's about 14 months of pay to replace a career. Now, why did Oracle do this? Because the answer to that question is the part that should make everyone uncomfortable. Oracle is not struggling. Let me be absolutely clear about that. This was not a company in crisis cutting costs to survive. Oracle has been growing. Revenue is up. Customer base is growing. They are, by most measures, doing well. And yet their free cash flow, the actual cash left over after spending, hit negative $10 billion last quarter. How does a thriving company run out of cash? Because they are spending it faster than they can make it. And what are they spending it on? Artificial intelligence infrastructure. Oracle has committed to a $156 billion AI data center build-out. That number is not a typo. $156 billion. They are building massive data center campuses in Texas, Wisconsin, and New Mexico. They are part of the Stargate project, a joint AI infrastructure initiative. And critically, Oracle signed a deal with OpenAI to deliver 3 million GPUs over the next 5 years. 3 million graphics processing units, the hardware that powers AI. That is an almost incomprehensible scale of commitment. To fund all of this, Oracle has taken on $58 billion in new debt in just the last 2 months. They raised $50 billion through a single bond offering in February alone. Analysts at TD Cowen estimate that cutting 30,000 employees will free up between $8 and $10 billion in cash flow. So there it is, the equation Oracle ran. We need $10 billion in cash. We can get it by cutting 30,000 people. Send the emails at 6 a.m. 30,000 humans directly traded for the budget to build AI. That is not a metaphor. That is the literal financial transaction that happened this week. And it gets worse when you look at what happened in India. Oracle has had a massive presence in India for decades. Indian engineers, developers, architects, and operations professionals have been at the core of Oracle's global product delivery. Some of the most skilled tech talent in the world, working out of cities like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, and Pune. On the morning of March 31st, approximately 12,000 of those employees received the same 6 a.m. email. 12,000 people. That represents roughly 40%, nearly half, of Oracle's entire India workforce, cut in a single night. These are not entry-level positions. Many of these employees had spent 5, 10, 15 years building their careers inside Oracle, building products, building client relationships, building expertise, and they found out they no longer had a job from an unsigned email before the sun came up. The Indian tech industry has been watching this closely, because Oracle is not the first company to do this, and it will not be the last. The question people across Bengaluru and Hyderabad are asking right now is simple. If Oracle can cut 40% of an entire country's workforce overnight, who is safe? And the honest answer, which I'll get to, is not comfortable. I want to zoom out for a moment, because Oracle is not an anomaly. They are a data point in a pattern that is accelerating. In the last 2 years, the largest tech companies on Earth have collectively cut hundreds of thousands of jobs. Microsoft, Google, Meta, Amazon, Intel, Cisco, all major layoffs. And in nearly every case, the official explanation includes some version of the same phrase: investing in AI. Think about what that phrase actually means. Investing in AI means we are replacing the work you do with a system that doesn't need a salary, doesn't need benefits, doesn't need sleep, and doesn't get a DocuSign severance agreement. Just 3 days ago, I covered GPT 5.4 on this channel, the AI model that just beat human experts on a real desktop work benchmark for the first time. I said that the people who would struggle are the ones doing repetitive, process-based computer work, navigation, data entry, system management. 3 days later, Oracle cuts 30,000 people, the majority of whom were doing exactly those kinds of roles. This is not a coincidence. This is the transition happening in real time, right in front of us. And most people are still treating it like a distant possibility. Oracle's decision to fire 30,000 people over email, with no warning, no conversation, access cut before the email was even opened, is one of the most dehumanizing corporate actions I've seen covered in a long time. These are not numbers in a spreadsheet. These are people who set alarms, got kids ready for school, opened their phones at 6 in the morning, and found out their career was over before breakfast. That is not a restructuring. That is a betrayal. At the same time, and I want to be honest here, Oracle is doing what every major tech company is doing. They are just doing it faster, bigger, and with less pretense about it. The money going into AI infrastructure is real. The demand for AI-powered services is real. The companies that don't make this transition will be left behind by the ones that do. If you want coverage like this, real stories, fast, with an actual perspective, subscribe. I cover everything happening right now. AI updates, live events, stories like this one that tell you what the world is actually becoming. And if you missed my video on GPT 5.4, the AI that just beat humans at doing computer work, watch that next. Because Oracle's decision and that benchmark are the same story told from two different angles. Link is on screen right now.